Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Style Masterclass Podcast. I'm your host, Judith Gatan, Master Certified Coach and personal stylist, former lawyer and author, creator, all kinds of things. Welcome. Today, we are going to talk about something I would teach in my 8-week program. I recently did a series of live style classes on it, and we played the game, and it's which leading lady are you? It's kind of like the friends game. Like, which friend are you? Are you a mix of Monica, Chandler, Phoebe? I'm totally outing myself there. We're all sort of a mix, right? So I kind of give them a sneak peek into the women I had coached, and we had created 4 leading ladies. I'm going to tell you today about Katherine. This is going to be the first in a series of 4, because I think you all are probably a mix of all of them, which is amazing news. You're not alone in this, and you're not crazy in what you're experiencing. But I want to address what I've noticed with each individual woman, and really 3 tips to help you if you identify. If you're like, oh, that's me, I'm a Katherine. I had a lot of Katherines show up to these live classes. So Katherines are lady bosses. They are amazing at what they do. They have really mastered their career, their profession, their business. I mean, top of their game. Kind of, are you like a Katherine? You're already feeling it? You feeling that mojo? Problem is, a lot of my Katherines show up getting dressed because they have to. They wear the suit that's appropriate, the workwear that's appropriate, and it all's kind of appropriate, but it's a little boring. And dare I say, frumpy for some of them, not all of them. I've encountered Katherines that are beautifully dressed and they're bored out of their minds. And they've adopted this uniform that's workwear appropriate, but it doesn't light them up inside. In fact, they all say the same thing. I feel like my outsides don't match how I feel on the inside. This is for those of you who work from home and you're Zoom mulleting hardcore, where the top is all business, the bottom is PJs, and you're like, I'm such a smart cookie. Why can't I seem to figure this style stuff out? I'm at the top of my game. But when I look in the mirror, it doesn't reflect the amazing awesomeness, the fire I have going on inside my heart and my mind. Like, these outfits are okay, but they're just okay. And I know I'm capable of doing better. I'm capable of doing so much more. I'm capable of dressing in a way that feels more like me. And I want to say, amen, sister friend. I've totally been there. Before I started adopting more vintage style or letting my curls go more natural, or really just allowing myself to like what I liked and wanted what I want in my work attire when I was a litigator for over a decade, I started small. And you're like, oh, Miss J with the small stuff again. Let me tell you why that's so effective. Because it's not about the grand pronouncement. Here's what I've noticed about my Katherines. Y'all love to make these huge, grandiose pronouncements about what you're going to do, but you already have so much going on, so then you overwhelm yourself and then nothing gets done. Instead, boo, we're going to start small, because it's not about reaching some end goal or pinnacle, which you're so used to doing in every other area of your life. Instead, this is about building a relationship with yourself. This is about building that rapport with yourself again, to building up your confidence that you can do a makeover, that you can appear more stylish, that you can get your outsides to match how you feel on the insides. You could do this deliberately and in small, deliberate steps. So you're no longer living in that default uniform. You're going to take more deliberate action in this area. So my tip number 1 is you're actually going to start small, and you're not going to make a grand pronouncement to anyone. Now, I know that there are studies that show sharing a goal with some people is very effective. That's only effective for certain types. And for my Katherines, you're already high achieving. You're wildly successful. You've made grand pronouncements. This is one area where we can keep this between you and you. Because remember, this is about your relationship with yourself. Number 2, instead of making a grand pronouncement and overwhelming yourself, you're going to keep this beautiful secret that you're up-leveling your style with yourself. And you're going to begin with finding something you already love. Now, for some of you, that might be kind of hard. It's been a while since you've actually allowed yourself the gift of liking what you like and loving what you love. Here's what I mean in practical terms. I had a client who dressed in beiges and navy blues, beautifully dressed, but it didn't feel like her. But when we started to introduce little pops of color, some prints deliberately, we got to see her start to really shine. So you have your version of this, that necklace that you think, this is too much. Baby girl, wear the necklace. Those hot pink shoes that you've been dying to try, maybe hot pink flats, with your amazing, although maybe a little boring, but perfectly adequate navy blue suit. Maybe you just want to carry a scarf tied around the edge of a handbag in a fabulous print. We can start small. One of my clients, we just started with her wearing some really amazing red lipstick. And I can tell you, her game is like off the charts in terms of her lipstick game now. I'm like, all hail the lipstick game. She started small and last. And I really, really mean this. It's going to sound like some funny advice, maybe. Humans will have some comments, especially when you're in a leadership position. Remember, we're at the top of our game. We're a lady boss. There's eyes on us. People might notice there's something a little different, that you've been showing up just a little bit different. Learn to say thank you without justification and move on. There's so many areas of your life where you're probably very powerful about just saying thank you. No comment. Your yes is yes and your no is no without equivocation or explanation. You have that meta skill, darling. You can apply it here. So to recap, no grand pronouncements. We're just going to keep this between us gals. 2, you're going to start small with something you already secretly love or want to play with or enjoy. And 3, when the humans make comments because something seems a little different, you're just going to say thank you and move it along. If you are a Katherine, I want you to email me and be like, yo, Miss J, that's me. If you want some resources to help you, you totally identify someone who's ready to have their outsides match their insides. I want you to go to judithgaton.com/Katherine, Katherine with a K. We'll also leave a link in the show notes for you so you can get a freebie guide on how to start that journey so that your outsides finally match your insides. And if you're like, hey, I'm all in on this style stuff, I want to learn more, you can join us in Modern Charm School. judithgaton.com/Modern Charm School. Until next time, darling, Miss J out.